One day, George the steamroller was waiting for Percy to take him to a new workplace. George was being rude to Rheneas and Skarloey. "You're just worn-out wheels on worn-out rails." "You need rocks for your roads," replied Skarloey, "and we're helping you."
Skarloey, are you not familiar with the events that unfolded in the Steamroller episode of Season 4? George doesn't give a crap whether you're helping him or not. He has 100% disdain for railway locomotives, so you're just as qualified to be on his hit list as anyone else. And why is it that we never hear from Rheneas?
George grumbled all the way to the old branch line. He was going to turn it into a road. When they arrived, George was rude again. "Bumpy ride on rotten rails. I'm glad it's over." "So am I," said Percy. "Ha!"
Were you expecting a different response, George? Treating your host like crap will not get you a wholesome answer back. I'll give you a George Carlin type of question. "You aren't very nice, I suppose." And what's with this station? It looks like the Lower Arlesburg station when Toby first met Top Hat. Wouldn't it be weird if it was? What a trip down memory lane that would be.
George was now enjoying himself. "Ripping up rails," he chortled. "What a life!" "What do you think of this, Thomas?" Thomas took no notice. George felt insulted. "You're a useless blue puffball."
Right, that's why he's doing his job? God, what is with George? Aside from Sir Handel annoying him, who the heck made George such a hater? Nothing has been stated as to why. I could see in Bulgy's case, being that the trains take away his passengers, but what does George have to lose? I don't know. Either way, he was determined to get back at Thomas at the level crossing.
"What shall we do here?" "Tear it up, tarmac it," said George. So they did, but not properly, and George knew it. Later, Thomas was traveling home on the same line.
Okay, so how did nobody see that this was a problem? Especially the manager to the whole project? Or George's driver, for that matter? What were they thinking? And just like clockwork, Thomas came barreling down and derailed. I'm somehow coming to the conclusion that the people who drive these mechanical beings are conscious, but are also biologically fused to them, rendering them helpless. The engines or vehicles call the shots, and the drivers just do what they're told, either hearing the orders or using telekinesis, I guess. Doesn't matter, though. Gordon thought it was all nonsense anyway.
"Ha!"
Snorted Gordon.
"You're just a small engine. That's why he's rude to you. He wouldn't dare cause me any trouble."
George had been taken to some yards to work. Duck arrived with a train of empty freight cars.
And like he did before, George started berating Duck and blocked the path. This prevented him from moving the last bit of trucks off the main line. While this was being addressed, the driver went to talk to the station master, but the signal was already set for Gordon to blow right through. Duck tried to make his point, but George didn't budge. What a shocker.
"I'm the greatest! Just watch me fly by!"
He whistled long and loud as he approached the station. Suddenly, he saw a freight car on the line ahead.
"Get out of my way!"
But the freight car wouldn't move until Gordon forced it.
Because he had no other choice. But okay, so a couple things wrong with this scene. First, Gordon's whistle is all wrong. That's Duck's tone. Wrong engine, people. Second, I'm still not over Baldwin's voice work for Gordon.
"I'm the greatest! Just watch me fly by!"
Ugh, it's so doofy sounding. Not to mention, if he's gloating, why does he have his classic frown mask on? Anyway, when Top Hat found out about Gordon's almost accident, and Thomas's, he set off to find out who it was. And George was soon found out. Somehow.
"Look who's here," said Thomas. George had been found out by Sir Topham Hatt and punished. He looked miserable. "Now we'll get some peace at last," said Percy. "I want to get rolling again, but I've got to wait a whole week till I do. And then you'll be just as rude as ever. Eh, George? I hope not. Don't you?"
I agree completely. How did this defiant steamroller only get a week of probation? Is that even justified? He caused one serious accident and almost a second one not long after. And all he gets is a week? No. He needs to be sent packing. You can't tell me there aren't any other steamrollers around. What about Jack and the Pack's crew? Oh right, they don't exist. What a load of bull. This was a fun episode mainly for how troublesome George was. Aside from this though, there are some serious disciplinary problems going on here. That and George's driver. What the heck, dude? Don't you know how to do a job? Whatever, we'll see if George comes back with a vengeance. Maybe then Top Hat will resort to more permanent measures. Music had a bunch of familiar motifs. George's is used a lot throughout, mainly because it's about him. There were also cues from the Skarloey Railway, Thomas's Anthem, and Gordon. Even locations are varying a bit more. Tidmouth Sheds is seen, as well as Crosby Station, which hasn't been shown since Cows of Season 2. Then there's the new places like the Windmill, the Boulder Quarry, and Holland Lake, which I swear looks like the Lower Arlsburg Station from Toby and the Stout Gentleman. Go back, I mean it. It looks really close. Next episode is Bah! Thanks for watching.